So what are the big backup trends today, and how can MSPs figure out the best solution for their customers?
Okay, Jessica, I'm going to mention three. The first is we're seeing an explosion in data in enterprises in general, and the characteristics of that data is changing. And it's incumbent upon backup and disaster recovery providers to keep up with the size of the data as well as the changing characteristics to make sure that they can back it up adequately over the internet. The second change we're seeing is enterprises are changing their emphasis to be more about recovery. They not only want their data backed up offsite, they also want to be able to recover it offsite as well. And the third is a trend that's specific to MSPs, and that has to do with MSPs turning backup into a profit center, not just a cost of doing business for supporting their customers.
Right, that makes sense. It's all about profit. And so what differentiates Zetta from other cloud BDR providers?
Well, first, Jessica, let's think about the idea of cloud BDR providers, because the reality is very few of them were configured initially with the purpose of being a cloud-delivered BDR provider. We're seeing many traditional backup solutions adding backup as a feature. For example, traditional enterprise software providers, enterprise backup software providers, are sort of bolting the cloud on, but they're finding it challenging because the size of the backup images they tend to create are too large. We're seeing traditional backup appliance providers adding conduits to any arbitrary cloud, but that tends to be a costly upfront solution as well as a multi-vendor solution, which can be challenging. And we're seeing traditional consumer online backup providers trying to move up into the enterprise, but having some challenges keeping up with the different types of data and the size of data that they're encountering. So the reality is very few providers out there were configured to be cloud backup for enterprises. Now, the three things that Zetta has hung its hat on as core competencies, the first is WAN optimization. We routinely have people moving multiple terabytes a day in and out of our cloud for backup and disaster recovery. We've also optimized for very aggressive incremental change detection for enterprise data sets, which makes us a very performant solution to backup over the internet. The second is ease of use. We not only want to make ourselves easy to use for a customer setting up their own backup, but we've also configured ourselves to make it very easy for MSPs to back up multiple disparate sites through a single pane of glass, configuring it once from a single pane of glass and monitoring it from a single pane of glass. And the third is customer support. With Zetta, you will never have you'll never call us at 5 o'clock on a Friday and hear that the support people have gone home for the weekend. We're a 24/7 domestic support operation, and we really believe that we are an extension of your IT shop.
Okay. And so we've recently heard that Zetta has been experiencing some big growth. So what's going on with that? And can you tell viewers a little more about the how to get in touch for the company's partner program?
Sure. Well, I actually would like to read you a few statistics that I have here in front of me in terms of the growth that we're seeing. The first is actually about retention. We have very, very low churn. We see 97% customer retention annually. And that's something that you will then be able to extend to your customers if you choose to use Zetta as your backup provider if you're an MSP. Some other statistics from 2013. One is we saw 130% growth in our customer base in 2013. We saw a 310% growth in our partner base in 2013. We saw an 870% growth in customers that came to us through partners in 2013. And we saw a nearly 2,000% growth in customer data that came from partners in 2013. So 2013 was really a year where our partner program really got its legs and started to expand rapidly. In terms of signing up with Zetta, it's really very easy. You can go to our website, www.zetta.net, start a free trial. You'll get a phone call that day. We'll get you set up working with us. And the other thing, I guess the last thing I would mention is we've really configured our partner program to make sure that our partners have plenty of margin that they can make by using Zetta as their backup provider for their customers.
Excellent. Well, thanks so much, Chris, for joining us today.
Thank you, Jessica.